Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5:30.
So it's really nerve-wracking with the kids running around even during the day. I mean, are these people going to start robbing houses?
Questions, concerns, and still another South Fargo business robbed. Thank you for joining us tonight. Police now have a description of a man they think is responsible. They say a black man about 6'3" to 6'4", wearing a mask and dark clothing, entered the Holiday gas station off of 32nd Avenue, jumped the counter, grabbed the woman working at the register, and demanded money. Police surrounded the area trying to track the suspect with canine units. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric talked with neighbors and police about how they're handling yet another strong-armed robbery.
I normally think of this as a neighborhood where we watch out for one another.
Paul Murray lives about 100 yards away from the Holiday gas station that was robbed on 32nd Avenue. And he was absolutely astounded when I told him what happened there.
People are concerned about things they probably wouldn't have been concerned about 5 years ago.
I was like, that is my backyard. I waited up until 2 o'clock in the morning until my husband came home from work.
Woolery has lived here for 13 years. She's worried about the string of South Fargo robberies, starting with Taco John's, the attempt at the Vista Inn and Suites, the strong-armed robbery at Casey's earlier this week, and now the Holiday right around the corner from home.
Are they any closer to catching these people? Or is it, one person, a group of people, different people? Are they any closer to catching it or stopping these or, putting a stop to all these robberies?
I took Woolery's concerns right to the Fargo Police Department. What are you guys doing to find these suspects?
I think the biggest thing that we tell people is that, it isn't lost on us that these have occurred in a relatively small area of our city.
Lieutenant Vettel says investigators believe there may be some connection to what happened at the Casey's store earlier in the week. But for right now, the Fargo police will step up patrols throughout South Fargo, and they may even have officers pedaling through the area. Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
And remember, the Fargo Police Department is holding a community safety meeting next week at Ed Clapp Elementary to talk about crime and safety. Beat sergeants will be on hand to address your questions. Breaking news in an assault case that we've been following for you. A Crookston jury has found Christina Schmidt guilty of second-degree assault for stabbing a former boyfriend. Schmidt claimed that he was sexually assaulting her when the incident happened. Schmidt faces a maximum sentence of 7 years in prison. She's scheduled to be sentenced November 6th. It's an unusual day today, kind of chilly, but also kind of muggy. Let's talk to Hutch to see what's going on tonight. Hutch?
Thanks so much, Andrea. We have plentiful clouds still across the valley, although there's some signs out west that a little bit of sunshine is trying to poke its way through. Morning rain and heavy rain across the northern valley. A morning fog made it an interesting start to the day with between 2 and 5 inches of rainfall near the international border. The rain is all but gone. The temperatures, yes, still a little on the muggy side. We have 60s expected for most of our evening and light winds. So get out there and enjoy. I don't think an umbrella will be necessary. And in fact, it looks like dry weather and warmer weather is going to round out our weekend. I'll have details on that here in just a few moments.
All right, thanks, Hutch.
You're welcome.
Right now, Pope Francis is headed to New York City. Earlier today, he made a historic and heartfelt speech to members of Congress at the U.S. Capitol. Valley News Live's Washington Bureau Chief Jacqueline Policastro shows us the emotional moments surrounding the pontiff's speech.
This is the first time a pope has ever come to the U.S. Capitol. House Speaker John Boehner says he's been trying to get a pope to come here for years, calling this a once-in-a-lifetime moment, a glimpse of grace.
Mr. Speaker, the Pope of the Holy See.
Pope Francis addresses members of Congress inside the House chamber.
Your one responsibility as members of Congress is to enable this country.
House Speaker John Boehner in tears as the Pope talked about climate change, abortion, the death penalty, and immigration.
We must not be taken aback by the numbers, but rather view them as persons, seeing their faces and listening to their stories.
Cheers and smiles from lawmakers and viewers outside the U.S. Capitol, where the Pope's address was broadcast live to the public on jumbotrons. Pope appeared on the Capitol balcony to bless the thousands of people gathered in the crowd.
Y les pido, por favor, a ustedes,
And I ask you all, please,
que recen por mí.
to pray for me.
From the Valley News Live Washington Bureau, I'm Jacqueline Policastro.
Although Pope Francis spoke to Congress about some of the hottest topics of our day, he also talked about how we can all make a difference. And it appears the Pope Francis effect is making its way into our region. His message has sparked a positive vibe that seems to spread far beyond people of the Catholic faith to other religions right here in the Valley.
When the Pope comes to the country, everyone seems to be interested, and I think it just raises everyone's awareness about where they're at with their faith journey. And for whatever reason, the Pope seems to symbolize that larger expression of the Christian faith. And so to see lots of people excited gets everyone excited.
Tonight, the Pope will hold a prayer service at St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City. A casino may be in the works in the heart of Minnesota Lakes Country. The minutes from a White Earth Tribal Council meeting show the council voted to move forward with expansion on Star Lake. The lake is located between Pelican Rapids and Dent in Otter Tail County. Tribal Chairwoman Irma Visner tells KFGO she needs some time to get information together. The tribe already controls 14 acres of trust land on the lake. Otter Tail County officials say they haven't gotten any permit requests, but they say they have heard rumors about a possible casino. A high honor this day for a longtime community public servant. The Fargo-Moorhead West Fargo Chamber is singling out Maury Lanning by awarding him its prestigious Legacy Leader Award. Lanning is a former Moorhead Council member and mayor. He served 10 years in the state legislature where, among other things, he was a leader in getting new stadiums for the Twins and Vikings. Lanning says he's honored to get this special recognition from the chamber. A local chef has been honored in a different kind of way. Chef Eric Watson of Mezzaluna and Mosaic Foods was asked to compete in the National Hometown Breakfast Battle. 135 chefs from different cities make a recipe with Thomas brand English muffin or bagel. Chef Watson is the only chef from North Dakota competing. His recipe is a stuffed English muffin French toast with citrus cranberry compote.
When we develop these recipes, I mean, obviously it's supposed to be chef-inspired, a little bit more elegant than you might make at home, but at the same time, every single ingredient here you can find at the grocery store locally, so it's not terribly intimidating.
If you want him to continue, Chef Eric needs your vote. We have a link under our hot button at valleynewslive.com. There's a lot of giving and looking out for others going on today at one school in Fargo. Bell State Bank workers are each given $1,000 to pay it forward. And Nicole Manson's second grade class is one of the lucky recipients. Donna Villard is a Bell State Bank employee, and her grandson is in Manson's class. Her pay it forward dollars will get the class some new reading materials and technology devices. She brought them the check today. But the giving, or paying it forward, didn't end there. The bank gave Manson another $1,000 so she can pay it forward.
To share $1,000 with another deserving organization is just, it's overwhelming, and I was so over the moon when Donna contacted me about the $1,000 for Lincoln Elementary. To think that I get to make somebody else's day by sharing that $1,000 is really what the Pay It Forward program is all about, in my opinion.
Manson says she'll take suggestions from students about how to pay it forward with the extra $1,000.